All right, welcome in to the Coach Mark Schmidt Show, presented as always by Aria Health. And we had a couple of new sponsors this week. I want to thank Faulkner Auto Group right there on Street Road in Trevose, as well as NeshamonyFootball.com for coming on. So the word's spreading, Coach. I get this week, I'm at Heartbreak Ridge, getting ready to call another great game, and someone says, "Great job with the videos, son." I said, "Thank you very much."
We're going to have 11.
So, well, maybe 12. Who knows?
All right.
So it is sweeping the internet, okay? Fans, players, coaches, they're all enthused to watch this.
Short-circuiting the whole thing.
Something like that. The internet is
overloading the terminal.
Internet is shutting down for the Coach Mark Schmidt Show.
Okay.
So another big win on homecoming here at Heartbreak Ridge, 40-7 win over Harry S. Truman. They go to 2-0 in Conference League play, 5-0.
35.
What did I say? 40. I give you 5. I'm sorry. I don't want to
disrespect Truman.
I apologize, Truman. No disrespect there.
Right, all right.
5-0 now, 2-0 in Conference League play, and they set ready to take on Council Rock North this Friday up there at Walt Snyder Stadium. Before we get going talking about Council Rock, we're halfway through the season, 5 weeks in. Before we start talking about kind of like a midway point review, talk about your team. You know, where you guys think you are at this juncture. We're at the quarter point of the conference season, halfway through the regular season. How do you think you're doing?
Well, it's interesting. This is your topic because Saturday morning after we finished lifting, we had a good visit as a team. And we just talked about this being like our midterm exam. What kind of grade would we have? And we all kind of came up with the point that it was probably a solid B effort right now. Mm-hmm. And every guy, to their credit, all made statements that they can improve on a lot,
right?
And which is encouraging. Every morning, after ball games, they show up ready to go. A bunch of our guys were up to watch Council Rock play Haverhill. They certainly know exactly how explosive they are.
Yeah.
So they have our full attention, and we know. Rock Neshamony is always a good game no matter what, and this team's 4-1, and they kind of self-destructed a little bit against a very good Abington team, but then they pulled it back together and had a good win. So there's certainly going to be a team that can get after us. And but to get back to your question, I think as a group, they just kind of they're getting what they're supposed to do. We didn't really realize the difference between experience of playing and an experience of playing a certain position.
Right.
And we had so many guys with experience but new positions.
Sure.
And it takes a while. And 5 games really isn't a lot, but it's better than 1.
Right.
And so we I think every week we seem to look like we're getting a little more confident what we're doing, and technique wise it's looking a little slicker, and both sides of the ball. And and as a group, I think they like each other and they're working hard, and they realize everybody's got to pull the rope.
It seems like it was just yesterday training camp ended and school started, and it's hard to say you're halfway through your regular season.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It really is. But give me a guy who so far, or a player I should say, through the first 5 weeks that has really impressed you on the field, off the field. A guy that maybe you were hoping to have a lot of individual effort this year, and has really done that for you the first 5 weeks.
Well, geez.
I know, I'm sure you can mention 10, 12, 15 guys, but give me 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah, well, 2 years ago when you start 9 sophomores, by the time we get to this point, it's hard to pick one guy.
Right.
Obviously, Luke is just growing into it, and Denny moving inside has really made us,
Mm-hmm.
his football knowledge. He's a smart football player, and Trokin. He just cares so darn much sometimes. Any mistake he makes is usually from that. But I think Cole Creighton's a guy that's really done a great job for us, and he's really stepped out front a little bit, and you see that confidence on punt returns. You see that confidence on offense. He's a great blocker. He gets the ball when he can. He's really he's talented, and then defensively, he really just he's really kind of a stabilizing force in there,
Sure.
And he really complements Dorian, who's our new pup in there, and Luke and Trokin kind of work together, and you can throw in a lot of guys that way. And I'm real happy to see Devin Brown back. doing real well mentally and physically and playing like he should and can. And it's fun to see the little guy. DeAndre kind of grow a little bit as a running back. That weight room off season really helped him physically, and I think it helped him confidence wise. And he's doing a nice job of setting things up. Jamar's really working hard with him on seeing certain things and making making quicker decisions and understanding schemes, and as the weeks go on, he's starting to realize all that. So and then I think Tyler at quarterback, and then Ham and those guys, and Denzel. I mean, it's cool to see, and the offensive line group is certainly starting to come around. So I didn't want to name everybody,
right?
But,
I understand,
but that's kind of where we are right now. Right. I mean, it's a team thing, and big old Blake Sullivan, the kicking mule. I mean, he's starting to kick like he's supposed to, and got a freshman at place kicker, and we got Watson punting for us. So, and then they all come in, and when they got those guys before they go to practice, they get over here and get the bag of balls out, and they kick them, and they get the guys, and they get the snaps. Everybody wants to do their job, and that's kind of a there's no the maintenance level of things this year is much lower, and because these guys take it upon themselves to go out there and not let their teammates down.
Right. Give me a guy, and maybe this is an easier question to answer.
Sure.
I'm going to slash the seniors out of it. A younger guy that has really stepped up this year that you'd be impressed with, whether it's a freshman, sophomore, junior, just an underclassman you've seen that's done a nice job so far this season.
Well, I think one for each side of the ball. I think Denzel moving to free safety. He's a sophomore. He's not a very vocal guy. He's quiet, and with two experienced guys out there, and they help. And having Cole down there working a little bit, but Denzel, when it's time to make those calls, he's really sharp, and he's doing a great job. And then I think with DeAndre at tailback is certainly a guy that that has gotten off to a good start and gets it and is running a little harder, and and probably the next young guy would be having Ham Pack back into our program and really as a different guy, a totally different attitude, and his blocking on run plays, big play ability is certainly a threat out there. So, and our guys respect all that.
6-7 weeks now you guys been together each day in and day out, at getting ready for a season. Give me a moment so far this season that's kind of stuck with you, where it was a play or a halftime moment from some of the guys, something that stuck with you through the first 5 weeks, something that may have...
I think it's funny. It's interesting you say that. We don't prompt each other.
We don't. I do call him frequently, though.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Not doing well, no.
You know what? I have to think it was probably that game situation over there at Downingtown East, and we had the crazy weather. We had a bus accident. We got there late. Guys were getting there, running on, throwing their gear, and Downingtown sitting there ready to go, and they're all cranked up, to go. And it was just a crazy day, and a lot of things. We had pictures in the morning, and a lousy walkthrough, and they just decided to go out and play hard. And Downingtown had, I think, 65, 70 plays offense. They didn't score, and we did some things, and we had a nice play at the end of that game situation there where they were in our red zone, and we just pulled our neck and played well. And I think at that time we realized. These guys kind of really want to, and the intensity level was really high on both ends. And, Downingtown, usually we're the ones that walk out disappointed. And Downingtown was the team that kind of walked out of there a little bit that way. And we kind of felt we took a big step. And a lot of young guys, a lot of new guys playing. And I think that kind of got us a good start into the season. Driving home, realizing, hey, enough of this. We're going to go out there and we're going to play physical, fast football.
We'll probably see more of that here this Friday up there at Walt Snyder Stadium. 7 o'clock kickoff game you'll hear on WBCB1490.com. When we come back, we'll talk about their next week opponent, their third conference game against Council Rock North. And I'm sure we're going to talk at some point about the guy up there with the golden right arm, people are saying, the sophomore Brendan McElwain, who I love to talk about, and I'm sure Coach Mark Schmidt will as well, hopefully, here On the Coach Mark Schmidt Show, presented by Aria Health, Faulkner Auto Group, and NeshamonyFootball.com. We'll be right back.
The ARIA 3B Orthopedic Institute is redefining care in Center City and South Jersey. And our 50,000 square foot location on ARIA Health's Bucks campus in Langhorne features private rooms, free parking, and nearby hotels. With over a century of experience, the world-class 3Bs, Doctors Booth, Bartolozzi, Balderston, and their partners personally guide you from treatment through recovery. For all your orthopedic needs, call 1-888-ORTHO-3B or visit aria3bortho.org. At the ARIA 3B Orthopedic Institute, you come first.
The Mark Schmidt Show is brought to you in part by NeshamonyFootball.com, a proud supporter of Neshamony football. Whether it's 2013 team information or look back at Neshamony's 85-year football history, make it NeshamonyFootball.com.
If you are looking for a new car, where do you go? Faulkner Auto Group at 4427 Street Road in Trevose is where to go. For the best deals in Bucks County for all of your new or pre-owned cars, trucks, or SUVs, go to Faulkner Auto Group. It is always Faulkner to be sure. You can also always go to www.faulknerautogroup.com. Just remember, this year it's Faulkner Auto Group for your new car or truck. 4427 Street Road in Trevose to be sure. Faulkner Auto Group, 215-364-7720. Faulkner Auto Group, a proud supporter of Neshamony High School football.
All right, welcome back into the Coach Mark Schmidt Show, presented by Aria Health, as well as Faulkner Auto Group and NeshamonyFootball.com. We get set here for Week 6 as the Neshamony Redskins take on the Council Rock North Indians. They come in 4-1, 1-1 in Conference League play. The stakes get higher each week, and you got a good team you guys are playing this Friday.
No doubt. We're on the road. It's not far, but it's certainly Council Rock territory. And when you go up there and play them, there's a lot of history, a lot of tradition involved in it. And this crew that they have this year is extremely dangerous. You feel like you look at them at times, and some teams you watch the films, and some teams think they've got a lid on them, and then all of a sudden, bang! They hit a 40, 50-yard shot. All of a sudden, somebody doesn't keep a lane in the coverage, and the return guy he turns it up 11, and then McElwain has a big time arm, and not afraid to use it. He's not afraid. He plays with a lot of confidence. His legs are every bit almost as good as his arm. He's a big guy, and he runs extremely well, and he's not afraid to pull up and sling it. And so if we have opportunities, we've got to keep him under control as best we can, and then we've also got to try to rally up to some of these guys. It's not one guy. They've got 5 or 6 guys that run good routes, catch the ball very well. Their line moves their feet very well and gets after people and creates those seams and tries to buy time for the quarterback and everything. And they are they're scary. They got off to a bad start with Abington, and I thought Abington played extremely well. And 1 or 2 breaks went their way, and they took advantage, and the game got out of hand. But this guy was all over the place, throwing it. And they had some guys that were really, really, really doing well. And we have every game film, so you see them just scoring 42 and a half against Hapro, blocking punts, returning kicks, intercepting passes, catching routes. I mean, and then running. I mean, they really have some big playability.
Brandon McElwain, the quarterback, he's the guy getting a lot of the notoriety on this team. Only a sophomore. Can a quarterback, and I'm up the mantra of that, but I'm asking you kind of. Is that the one position that kind of changed the whole complexion of an entire game? Is the quarterback, whether it's Brandon or Tyler, whoever it is, right. Offensively at least?
Well, yeah, it can be. I mean, I think when you watch them play and you see what they're trying to do with the coaches and what the players are trying to do, all the players are zoned in on him, and all the players realize if they do their part, he's going to get them the ball,
right? And
because he can. And he's got that kind of ability, and the other thing is he's got a good football mind. He sees it, and he can put it in there. And so I think you see them play with a very high level of urgency. So we've been playing some interesting type. There's been 6 interesting weeks this year with us. defensively and such. And our guys are, you know, like I said, I think 5 or 6 guys of our seniors went to the HAPRO game, and they walked away, and our coaches went. And we were over, half of us were tenant game too that Monday, that crazy weekend.
Yeah.
And you know, I kept getting updates. I'm like, what the heck? And then I finally watched the film, and I saw why. And they made it look very easy.
Right.
And and when they just get rolling, they get rolling.
Right.
So our guys, you know, there's not a whole lot of, you know, there's a lot of attentiveness to our film sessions.
We'll see more of that on Friday night as the Neshaminy Redskins take on Council Rock North. They come in 4-1. Neshaminy comes in 5-0. As the season grows and you're playing more teams in your conference, and I know you personally, maybe you're not doing it, but how much of your assistants or your guys, not scoreboard watching is the wrong word, but are in tune with what everyone else is doing across their division?
No one is.
No?
I mean, you know, I have guys that I put in charge of certain teams to collect information for our bulletin boards and information for our kids to read during the week and such, and then, you know, statistics, etc. You know, and our guys, you know, Neil and the guys do a great job of compiling, you know, that sort of thing that our guys need to know. And you know, the biggest thing we're trying to do is double check ourselves. You know, with you know, looking at what we do and really focusing in on the next opponent.
Right.
And you know, shoot, we're halfway through. We'd be 5-5. You know,
Sure.
that's, we can, the best, worst we can be is 5-5. And you know, our approach is we want to go out and play. Our whole goal is to just play as a group and play together and play hard. And if we feel like we do that, then our chances are much better than getting beat.
That bell was not for us. We're still going to do our pick'em segment real quick.
Pick'em now again?
Yes, you got a bye week because you've
I'm
just
like
been
500.
doing. You are. In
I'm
fact.
even money.
Yes,
So
which
pick
at
the
times
right
is
one.
okay, but not on this show. We want give you 2 games. I want you to pick both winners, please. I'm not even putting point spreads out there. Nothing. Okay, we got the winless Giants, 1-3 Eagles
Boy.
up at new MetLife Stadium. Who you got? Giants or Eagles?
Oh man, how you doing that?
Because it's a game that is.
Your boss. If I pick against your boss, is going to kick my tail too. So,
He may. I may.
well, the thing is, you know, with Chip Kelly being new and such, he's got a little bit of time. I mean, there's a lot of, some of the leaders are cranking things up there in honor of their coach, and you know, I got a feeling that the Giants are going to play really, really well, and if they play real well, I think they can win.
Okay.
But because I just think the Eagles are struggling so much on defense,
Yeah.
and you know, so I might have to just pick the G-men based
All right.
on the fact that I just, you know, Tuck came out and said, you know, anybody back, you know, I like that. That's leadership.
This is different because usually you go with coaches each week. Now you're going with players. So this is
Well,
good.
I
This
just
may
go.
help.
I mean, I read the article.
Right.
I was going through it, and
Justin
and
Tuck, very aggressive.
And those guys, and then a couple other guys stuck up for him, and they, you know, and they told Cruz to shut up and play. And, you know, I kind of that. You know, I think
We'll see it
everybody's
yourselves. They go to players.
and
this
it's at Giant Stadium.
That's
I don't
right.
think the Giants want to go out there and lay
No.
another egg. I think they not in front of their home crowd.
No, they don't. Next game, game day. It's going to be at Evanston, Illinois this week, Northwestern Ohio State. It is the
boy.
prototypical trap game after a big win on Wisconsin this week. They go to Evanston and face a very good Wildcats team, Ohio State over Meyer. Who do you got? Go with the coach this time. Maybe. I don't know.
Well,
Because you may like Pat Fitzgerald more.
I
That's
like
it.
Pat
So-
Fitzgerald a lot. I think he's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
I
I'm
think
personally,
he's really a good guy, and I've been fortunate enough to listen to him speak, and I did
Okay.
meet him afterwards. And Urban Meyer's, you know, his record is amazing. You know, he and Saban are probably those 2 most decorated guys around, but they got 2 quarterbacks that are just dudes, and you know. I think Northwestern's going to have a tough time, but let's go with the Wildcats.
Wildcats, look at that upset.
Go with the Wildcats.
If you come back
Tear
2-0,
tear
this is
down
going
the
to be. This is going to be.
stands.
Oh,
Sure.
the goalposts come down.
Sure.
Beautiful.
Northwestern,
That's
a
right.
beautiful place.
Oh yeah, up in Evanston.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
bunch of smart guys. Go get them.
There you go. So
Okay.
Northwestern and the Giants this weekend. I want to thank Coach Mark Schmidt
Don't,
again.
whatever you do, don't put a nickel down on it.
Now, this is
because
just for
I'll probably
fun,
be 0-2
but
again.
I do like the Northwestern pick. I was going to say that.
You do?
I do like it. I think I do like it. I want to thank RA Health as well as Faulkner Auto Group. They're there on Street Road in Trevose and the ChamonixFootball.com. I want to thank Coach Mark Schmidt. And don't forget to come out, travel up there to Richboro this coming Friday as Neshaminy takes on Council Rock North. Game you can hear on WBCB 1490.com. So for Matt Miro, Coach Mark Schmidt, we'll see you next week.